Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, Red Jet Shell, you're 100% correct, girl. It is showtime. As Paul Rogers said, Tony, great Bad Company vocalist, I got to keep moving. I got a show tonight, and we got a show right now. Creative Tony. Oh, with gestures. What was that? Was that like a conductor's wand? I like
Paulie, I
it.
need you to rap. I need you to rap right now. Rap,
Hey,
Paulie.
thanks for supporting us today. We'll see everybody back tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the show. We gave it everything we had. 30 seconds of content, and we're out. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks again, you guys. Thanks for the support. Hope you enjoyed the show. Later. How we doing? Maybe we're getting a little squirrely. Giants won a ball game and everything's going haywire today.
That's what I was going to dive into right away.
Bombs away. Oh, first of all,
Yeah, let's go. Sorry.
couple comments right out of the gate. One, I heard your vocal. It sounded really good. Number two, I'm going to go out on a limb, Tony, and just kind of evaluating Harrison Bader's look. His entire look, from the curly, long blonde Spicoli hair down to the tie-dyed headband. I started thinking, I was watching this guy last night. I'm like, I think this guy's been to a couple of shows.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh,
I think
dude,
he's seen a
Bader.
couple.
Yes. Yes, I think so too, Paulie. And
And by the
you
way,
know-
for the audience, Tony, real quick, when I say show, I'm talking like Grateful Dead-esque type of thing. Tony, carry on. Go ahead.
he's walked through the doors of perception, I believe is what you're saying, Paulie.
Well, anything's possible. You know, I don't know.
I'm a fan. His post-game interview last night, I don't know if you saw it. It was really good. And he seems like a chill dude. And I was happy for him to be the first home run of the season because he was a big acquisition in the offseason. And everybody's talking about his defensive prowess. But, dude, the guy batted 277 last year, and we're looking for him to contribute offensively. So right out of the gates yesterday, boom, third inning, let's go. And then they manufactured a run, old school style, in the fourth inning with a couple of base hits, a walk. I mean, like, that was old school baseball style to get the second and third runs, dude. So I am, and then Roupp, there it is, Paulie.
Roupp was fantastic. He was fantastic last night. That's exactly what the Giants needed from him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really nice to see Landen Roupp dealing out there. How about your boy Ryan Walker in the ninth, making it interesting?
Wow, I was gonna slap Ryan. Hang on. Can I slap him again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a dude. Slaps for runs. That's a good call, Paulie. That's a good slaps for runs. I like that idea.
And Tony, you've heard of the Cars for Kids campaign. We have our own campaign on the PMP show. It's called Slaps for Runs Given Up in the Ninth. Anytime one of these relief guys comes in and starts coughing up runs, they're going to get slapped the next day. So for the first two inaugural slaps for runs, hit your boy Walker with a deuce. Hit him with a couple.
Here we go. Yeah, I was watching the game with my son Dominic, and we're like, "Hey, 3-0. This is great. Walker's in the close the door."
True. Like, it was going too well. It was all going too well. I'm like, this is not gonna hold. And I didn't feel well. Yeah, I don't know. It was so
Piper's home run calls when he's not stoked about him are the best. He's like, "It is gone,"
and it's gone. It's gone. Like, yeah. It's just like very subdued Dwayne Kuiper with a call like that tonight. It was a little distressing. Now, Tony, before we dive deeper into Giant baseball today, and we do have a couple of our favorite people going to join us from the PNP Familia today. We're going to go out to Dan Coach Emilio at NorCal Sports Network and Carlos De La Fuente, Los D, with Flex Funding. They're going to both join us a little bit later on, talk some Giant baseball.
Give us the Los. Sorry, but give us the Los.
You're good. You're good, man. Tomorrow night we will have the great, the legendary Rod Brooks join us. But before we go deeper into today, Tony, I want to bring in a kind of a surprise guest. I want to bring in Dom Peralta, our art director, because we have an update on the Bummer brackets. And I thought it might be easier to let Dom explain this to the audience than let us kind of monkey blank this thing. So let's bring Dom in, say hello to Dom Peralta on a Tuesday morning, and let's let Dom kind of update the audience with the brackets, how they can participate, all that kind of stuff, the do's and don'ts of the Bummer.
Paulie, I'm going to introduce Dom this way, Paulie, if you don't mind.
Herb. Herb is a plant.
And
Herbs are good for everything.
okay, those are. I know Dom likes those intros. Paulie, stand by. There we go. We're clear.
Hey,
We're clear.
Hey guys.
By the way, boys, the Three Musketeers, right again. I just want you guys to know that Tony, you and myself, Paul Mack, we've both been cracked repeatedly by the audience going like, oh, I guess this is a Robless Tuesday. You guys aren't upholding your end of the bargain. Where are the robes? Great question. The pre-show meeting got so intense today, we forgot to robe up. Tony, I want all your reactions. I'll take your comment.
Can we say I totally guilty as charged? It was a very intense pre-show meeting with the bummer bracket planning and
it took on a life of its own, Tony. It took on a momentum of its own. It was too powerful to stop.
Totally, man. And we were doing tests. We were doing like
bummer
bracket 1.0, 2.0, 7.0.
Yeah.
And so the robes, maybe we don the robes tomorrow night in our night flight when hopefully Rod Brooks joins us as well. I have a text out to Rod. Rod says perfect. He just responded. Rod Brooks joining us tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. on the night flight.
See how that F works out? It's it was meant to be. All right, Dom Peralta, great to see you today in your studio. I see the guitars, I see the globe right there. And Dom is not only one of our favorite guys in the community, he's our great art director, he's a spiritual leader for the show, but Dom also has been very instrumental and helpful in just like structuring these bummer brackets. So Dom, we're going to start the voting process today. Tony and I can jump into that when we let you go. But explain to the audience how they can get involved, how can they vote, and how will their votes be recorded? Dom, the floor is yours.
Sure. Yeah, it did get hot in the studio, so I had to derobe during that during the bummer bracket bill. Yeah, exactly.
See, guys, here comes the first detour of the day. If you're talking hot, let's go Jerry Garcia, Althea. This space is getting hot, Tony.
Yep.
Stand by.
We would all like to be able to live an uncluttered life, a simple life, a good life.
Let me jump in real quick with a ruling. I have an official PMP show ruling from the PMP judges desk. I'm going to go ahead and formally request, Tony, more Jerry Garcia sound.
Okay.
That's all. Just
you mean like more bites,
more.
not just
in
not
addition
just
to the clutter, I'm going to need additional Jerry cuts, just dropping wisdom and science at your leisure. So make that happen.
And if you don't mind, Paulie, I'm trying to get to the chimes. Where are the chimes?
Give me some chimes. For the love of God, I could use some chimes. I'm not going to lie.
There you go.
You want to have a chime?
Nice.
I'll throw my own chimes at you.
Stand by. I'll go get the roadcaster. We could have a battle here.
Not only that, I'm going to throw them right in Tony's face. Watch this, Dom. Watch this. Hey, Tony, you want some chimes?
Nice.
Amazing.
Beautiful, Paulie. And I'm going to throw you some Vargas.
Good day, everyone.
Okay, Paul.
Fantastic.
Dom, take the floor, please.
You like how he asked Dom a question 5 minutes ago? Then we don't even let him answer. We just started hijinks.
It's fine. I'll help take you down the detour road. So, yeah. All right. So bummer bracket. So we built it in this platform. A lot of people use them for NCAA tournaments, stuff like that. So we imported all the data last night, got the voting set up, and for some reason, the actual online button for voting, we got another PMP technical challenge. So I'm working through that right now. I sent the link in the chat so people can at least check it out.
Look at this.
Click on their phone, on their device. It'll come up. And then hopefully it's possible, like as soon as I get out of the studio here, I'm able to fix it so people can just vote along with us.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, then we'll monitor the chat and then we'll select the winner for the group stage of the bummer brackets today. So kind of like what we did last year, Paulie, but I'm hoping that people can interact and vote live today. If not today, we'll have that set up by tomorrow. So
worst case too, we could just pay attention to the chat, and people, when we go into a topic, you can say, for instance, when we do entering the portal in 4th grade or 8th graders held back, you just say in the chat, held back or portal. And then and then Don will be monitoring that as well. And we can do a rough estimate on which one will advance to these to the next round, to the Sweet 16, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, well, are there any additional comments, instructions, or any other kind of reportage you need to give to the community, Dom, before we cut you loose today, or is that all we need?
I think that's it, Paulie. So I'll provide a link in the chat for people to follow along. So if they don't see it on the screen, they can also click along and see what their selection is. I also updated it in our YouTube profile page, so the link is there. So that's about it, guys. quick update, and yeah, I'll get out of here.
Okay, Dom, we love you. Thank you very much, too, for helping us with this and for getting
Likewise,
that whole
guys.
thing set up. We'll see you soon, Tommy. Be good.
Okay.
Dom,
All right, guys.
Peralta, everybody. Tony, we're not messing around today because we are on a clock. I have to be out of here at 1:15 today. I got to pick my mom up. She has an appointment. She can't drive home. I got to go get her. So that being said, before we proceed into the first round of Bummer Bracket voting, I would like to give – okay,
Yeah.
you're pointing. No, do you have – because I was going to say Tom Stack, but unless you got something else.
We can go Stackalicious. We can go Stack Jack. I'm down. I just wanted to also wish a happy birthday. I think it was either Mark Gravy Graves or Arkansas Dave that wanted to make sure that we gave Angus Young his birthday props today.
All right.
Because they mentioned it in the pre-show chat. And a real quick numerology, Polly, episode 293, episode 293. 93 is a tough one, but I'll go 39. I got a 39 for you if you want a 39.
I want one.
I got 2 for you. Okay. I got 2 for you, Paulie, because that's what we do on the show. I got 2.
Utah, give me 2.
Dave Parker.
Nice,
Ooh.
dude. Cobra, bro. I love Dave Parker.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. A lefty that swung out of his ass.
And I always like to say too, Tony, because I can only tell you what I see with my own eyes, but Dave Parker is all in my mind. He's also part of the giant butts on athletes club.
Totally.
The guy always had a big booty. So shout out to the booty of a Dave Parker. I put him right next to a guy like Anthony Mason of the New York Knicks. Rest in peace. He had a giant booty. I will also think about a guy like John Taylor. John Taylor, big old booty. And Dave Parker is in the big booty athlete club. Tony, carry on.
Paulie, I got my haircut correct like Anthony Mason.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
But at 293, I give you a 39. I'm reversing the numbers. I'll give you a 39. And I mentioned, and you mentioned cheeks and butt cheeks. And this guy always says, get both cheeks into it. And that's Mike Kruko, buddy. 39 for the orange and black. Mike Kruko, 39. I just told my 12-year-olds and 11-year-olds on the Little League Giants, San Carlos Little League Giants, when they're taking BP today, I said, guys, just like Mike Kruko says, get both cheeks into it. And they're looking at me like, what is Coach talking about?
Yeah,
so
I don't
anyway.
know if his kids are acting like they don't know Tony. That's my dad over there. Okay, Tony, I want to say about Tom Stack, our good friend and great partner on the show, one of our great sponsors. Tom Stack, just a little bit about the man himself. First of all, you're talking about the Lafayette Business Person of the Year. Tony, if you're taking notes, that's BPOY. You got me? BPOY. 2023 would be none other than the great Tom Stack, Jumpin' Stack Flash. Tom Stack also MC stages for the Lafayette Art and Wine Festival every September. Again, this is a massive festival. I'm sure a lot of you have been to it. I've been present for a few of those. Our buddies in the Freestone Peaches have played there. And Tom is he MCs. He loves being on the mic. He loves music. He loves being part of the community. He also participates in Lafayette's annual Reservoir Run every October, where he gets out there and shakes and bakes with the runners. But Tom's his real day job, of course, is a broker with Coldwell Banker Realty. He has learned many, many things in his lifetime. He's an experienced guy. He's got over 20 years in the real estate game, but he also kind of sowed his oats working for the Grateful Dead back in the day. It's funny. We talk about Club Dead. You know what? I pulled out my water bottle last night and I realized I got one of Tom Stack's stickers right here on my water bottle. If you can see the old Club Dead sticker. Yeah.
Sweet, dude.
And
I want one of those, man. I wonder if he still has any of those. If you have any, Tom, I need a Tom Stack Club Dead sticker, dude. I love, as the kids call them, Paulie, I love slaps, as the kids.
Yeah, totally. I like a good slap too. Could I get one in the middle of Tom Stack Read? Can I get a slap?
Sorry, I'm not prepared, but I can give you one. I can definitely give you one.
Thank you, Tony. That's a slap that'll go a long way for me. But anyway, Tom is a people person. He loves helping out people that are in the real estate game, shopping for their first home, their second home, third home. Maybe you're selling a home, whatever the case might be. I know some of the PMP Familia has already reached out to Tom and started a business relationship. Patty from Napa. And Patty's a good example because Patty has been vacationing in Arizona for a couple of months. She gets away when it gets cold in the Bay and she comes back, but she had to do some real estate business there. So she talked to Tom Stack and Tom plugged her in and connected her with an agent in Arizona. So that's the point. Tom does a lot of work in the East Bay. That's his real focused area, but if you're North Bay, South Bay, living in the city, Tom can still help you out. Like, have that conversation with Tom. Tell him what you're looking for as far as the needs in your home go, and then he can connect you with the right person. 925-878-9964. You can also email Tom. It's tom.stack@cbnorcal.com. And again, Tom Stack is the guy to call when you're thinking about buying your home, whether you're a first-time buyer or you've been through this process before. It doesn't matter. We all need the proper guidance and assistance, and Tom Stack can provide you with that. He will treat you like a freaking rock star. So when it's time to buy a house, it's time to talk to Tom Stack with Coldwell Bank Realty. Tony, you will see Tom Stack at the Bruce Springsteen gig in a couple of weeks. He'll be front and center. Looking forward to hanging with Tom at that. And Tom is just a super easy guy to talk to. So do business with Tom. You won't regret it. 925-878-9964. He'll answer all your real estate questions and help you find the home that's right for you and your family.
In closing, Paulie, before we proceed with the program, I just want to give a testimonial for Tom because he also covers the La Miranda corridor, which is Lafayette, Moraga, Orinda, but he also does the greater East Bay. And this testimonial comes from Olga and Tom, who moved from Castro Valley to Benicia. So that is the greater East Bay. So this is from Olga and Tom themselves. Tom made the process of selling our house and buying a new home seamless. Our daughter and son-in-law worked with Tom last year when they sold their condo and bought their home to build a family. They had such a great experience with Tom that when my husband and I decided to sell our home of 20 years and downsize as empty nesters, we called Tom. Tom sold our home in Castro Valley and helped us find a townhome in downtown Benicia close to our daughter. The journey for both were painless as Tom guided us through the selling and buying process. Both were quick closes of 10 days. 10 days, dude. That's very quick. Tom is a seasoned, experienced realtor with excellent negotiation skills. We sold our home for 25% over the asking price.
Nice.
It exceeded our expectations. Thank you, Tom, for being with us on this emotional journey. We couldn't have done it without you. Again, Olga and Tom from Castro Valley, now living in Benicia because of Tom Stack. So there you go. So in closing, Paulie, if you're looking to buy or sell, if you know somebody who is, contact Tom Stack of Coldwell Banker Realty, 925-878-9964, or email tom.stack@cbnorcal.com.
I'm telling you, I feel so fortunate that our sponsors are not only really good people, all of them unanimously across the board, but they also offer these great services that we need. Like when you're buying a house, dude, it really helps to have a relationship with the agent. Like if you know the guy, if the guy's on your side, and Tom Stack is on all of our sides. Same with the dentist or a mechanic. It's like if you have a personal kind of connection with these people, it's really going to go a long way. So thank you, Tom, for all you do. And when it's time, folks, reach out and talk to Tom Stack. He'll get you in the right house at the right price. Okay, Tony.
Rules are, there ain't no rules.
Yeah, Paulie, I'm taking over for a second. I just want to tease a couple of things that I want to talk about at least tomorrow night because we're not going to have time today because we're going to do some bummer bracket and then we're going to do Los and Carlos De La Fuente and Dan Cochimilio talking Giants ball.
Correct.
And then tomorrow night we'll have Rod Brooks on the night flight. But dude, I want to go over tomorrow night the letter that Steve Kerr wrote to the manager, John Schneider, the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays. Incredible handwritten letter that he wrote to him. Phenomenal stuff. And then also I want to talk about I read an article today about 6 possible teams for LeBron. I really wanted to get your take on that tomorrow night. And Rob.
Yeah.
And also Jay Glazer posted a video today from the coaches meetings of the day drinking tradition, 18 years going in honor of the former coach of the Steelers. Why am I blanking on it? Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jay Glazer and Mike Tomlin started this 18 years ago, and Glazer posted a video, and it's classic because some of the people are like, dude, why are you taking a video? And then other people are like, dude, your guy in Philly, Sirianni's like, hey, who's that on the phone? Who? And then it's a great video. So I want to show that tomorrow.
So this is something that was filmed at the owners' meetings?
Yes. Jay Glazer posted it today. It's a tradition of day drinking, one day of day drinking where all the coaches come together. 28 of the 32 coaches joined in. I want to know who the 4 are that didn't make it. And so we can talk about that tomorrow.
I'm going to make a call right now. Let me make a call. I'm one of the 4 that didn't make it. Yeah, sorry guys, I just couldn't make it, man. I was working on the my deck in the backyard. I'm doing McVay, by the way, and I'm telling you, I got a feeling McVay is not there day drinking. Am I right or wrong? I can just feel it. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Sorry,
sorry, Paul, you're wrong. But McVay actually not only was there and he's there drinking and he's got a great back sweat going on. he also picked up the tab for the whole thing. So,
Ooh, McVay?
Yes,
Dude,
dude.
he's making
Yes.
it awfully tough. He's making it awfully tough to dislike him, dude. He's running around in the end zone. He's skiing in his elf suit. He's buying people drinks. You know what, McVay, in the offseason especially, it's not that hard to give you a pass. Hey, Tony, real quick, we have a super from Gravy. If you could get that up there real quick, because I do want to shout that out. And
I will. And also, I also want to talk to you about Dan Hurley. It's not a headbutt. It was more like a head rub of the ref that ref is now not part of the officiating crew for the Final Four. Very interesting stuff. The UConn head coach, Dan Hurley, who is a wild card, man. I want to talk about that tomorrow night. That's all stuff for tomorrow night.
He's like emotionally unstable. Like he can't control himself. You know, he runs around like he acts like a little kid. I know he rubs a lot of people the wrong way too. I don't mind him that much. Tony, sorry, the Gravy Super. Then we're going to do some brackets. So Gravy. Thank you for checking in. I will definitely ask Dan his story about Dave Parker. There's no question about that. And thank you, Gravy, for being such a great supporter of the show. Okay, so before we dive into Giant Talk, and I do want to shout out Macklin Celebrini, dude. He got his 100th point last night. He's at 101 now on the air, and that's pretty historic. I will tell you this, Tony, 100 points. And, you get a point for an assist, you get a point for a goal. And when you tally a 100-point season, you've had a good offensive year. Celebrini, I mean, to put it in historical terms, he's only the third San Jose Shark to ever reach the 100-point mark in a season. So
incredible.
And Tony, this is only the beginning.
Right.
Like, that's what's blowing me away about this kid. And again, I would never say this casually.
In the beginning.
Good always overpowered the evils of all man's sins.
Dude, I listened to that on the playlist. It sounds insane.
Now, many, many lifetimes later.
You know what I mean? With the bombs
Beaten
going
down.
Yeah. Only the corpses of rebels. And then Tony, so come now, children of the beast.
Be strong and shout at the devil.
What? Yeah. Dude. So come now, children of the beast. Okay.
Children of the beast.
Yeah.
Dude, wait. God bless the children of the beast.
Yeah, that's the little instrumental before Helter Skelter. You got to set it up properly.
Okay, I know we got to get moving, Paulie. I apologize. I'm excited to hear Dave Parker's story from Dan Cornelio. And just a little business. We're going to double check with Carlos De La Fuente that he's doing the musical assignment this Friday.
Sure.
And we got a great email from Nicky DiFrancesco. He wants to show us his stubs next week. Nicky D, I see you on the chat. I'll follow up with you today, Nicky D. We'll work that out for next week. And also, I think it was, there was somebody else, and I apologize. Was it Marcel? Somebody wants to, Miriam talked about bobbleheads, and then there was somebody else who, I'm blanking. I got to go through the emails. We have a lot of active participants emailing us at pollyspod@gmail.com. If you want to get involved in the show and if you want to take part in the segment, please email us and we'll work something out. pollyspod@gmail.com. Go, P.
Yeah, no, we love to have you guys participate in the show. Nicky DiFrancesco, looking forward to it. And by the way, just to clarify, you guys can define what these segments are. Like when we say show us your stubs, we had Corinne come on, we've had Patty come on, and Scarlet Fire came on. They were showing concert tickets. If you guys want to do sports, that's great too. Like, hey, here's a World Series ticket. Let me tell you the story. Here's a playoff game. Like, it doesn't have to be concerts. It can be a mixture of each. Whatever you guys want to do, 100% cool with me. So,
Paulie, sorry, real quick. Marcel sent in. He has a Giants Pez dispenser giveaway he wants to do with the show. So, Marcel, I will reach back out to you, dude. I promise. I will get back in touch with you and we will make that happen because you sent a picture. It's badass. Paulie, even if you love this guy, if you want to come on and profess your love for Aaron Rodgers and you're a big fan of the show Enigma, come on the show. Well, we'll greet you with open arms.
I had a feeling, and look at Nicky DiFrancesco commenting right now. He's doing Major League Baseball games. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. It'll be great. So thank you, Nicky. And Tony's right. Anybody who would like to participate in a music assignment, show us your stubs, any of the segments you can sponsor, just hit us up at pollyspod@gmail.com. Okay, before the great Low Steve joins us in about 5 minutes, Tony, let's get the first round of voting in on these brackets, at least for you and me. We can cast our votes. And then Dom is going to be watching you guys in the comment line to collect your votes. So, Tony, I'll begin whenever you deem it the right time.
I was just looking for just a sounder to play, like to kind of
How about
start.
an explosion? Give me an explosion. Something like that.
Can we do Close Encounters?
me tell you what, dude. Don't get me going. I'll start launching complaints like as follows. Where's Takashi been? I don't know. Where's
Doug in Japan been, dude? We need Doug in Japan.
Man, I get very worried about the community. Remember, we had a stretch there when John Joseph went dark for a while, and everyone was like, "Where's John? Where's JJ? Where is he? Is he okay?" Right now, we're gonna have to put out like an APB on Doug in Japan. It's been a while. Give him the call. Give him the Robin Sander call. Maybe he needs the bat signal, like the Cheap Trick thing.
Stand by.
Yeah.
All right, Tokyo!
Yeah. And by the way, doesn't Mr. Hand say, I get so worried when I hear the second bell and not all my students are in class? What is he
100%. 100%. Oh, by all means. Yes. Sorry, I'm late. Just a full crowd scene at the food line. Come on, Tony.
Bagel in the pants and apologize, Polly, but Humdinger, when Humdinger says she needs something, I give it to her. We give it to her, Polly. Stand by, Humdinger. Hand by. Where are you, Takashi?
Yeah. Ooh, dude, I like your moves. I like that. I like this whole bit. Yeah, dude. Look at T. Nice, dude. Nice. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't want to talk about it on the streets, but I'm telling you, this is a fact. And people, Tony, listen, I'll be walking through the streets of San Francisco. People stop me and they go, "Excuse me, Paulie Mac, quick question." I'm like, "Yeah, what do you need?" They're like, "Is it true that Tony used it, Creative Tony, your partner on the show, didn't he used to carry the cardboard around, throw it on the ground, and break off like centipedes and worms?" And the answer to that question, folks, is yes. Tony, it is true. So when people stop me on the street, I tell them, and the reason I bring that up is because when you start doing stuff like this, I'm like, Tony's just
locking. You want to do some popping and locking? Come on, man. Let's go.
I do want to do some popping and locking. I think Rags is going to do some popping and locking right after the show. He'll be popping and locking. Yeah.
I have a video for Rags. We'll show it tomorrow night. Rags, make sure you don't miss the night fight tomorrow night. But not like you ever miss a show. You're freaking amazing, Iron Rags. But I have a great video. Do you remember that? Well, anyways, I have a great video to show Rags during the show tomorrow.
All right, listen, Tony, we got one more piece of business because it's Patty with the Doug update, then the brackets. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. It's business time.
Check out Patty from Napa. Thank you very much for the super Patty. Thank you for the super Gravy Graves. And Patty says, I connected with Doug on Blue Sky. He is fine. Difference in time zones has made it hard. Yeah, that's quite a difference in time zones. I appreciate any time Doug in Japan can make it on the show. Patty, thank you for the update. Paulie, that's great news. Doug, we have confirmation. Doug is doing just fine in Tokyo.
Doug has one of my favorite pictures that he puts up with his post where he's got that visor on. You know what I mean? He's wearing the visor. He's smiling. I love that picture. Scarlet Fire accurately saying what needs to be said. Creative Tony is a B-boy, okay? He's a freaking B-boy. Tony, would you be good enough? Would you tap into the generosity side of your personality, the side of you that does good deeds for other people, the side of you that cares and loves your fellow man and your fellow brothers and sisters on the streets? The PNP community is rising up as one right now, and I think they're going to start to demand a cardboard centipede session at the next PNP gathering. Would you oblige?
If I can get a foam roll and a stretch beforehand, sure.
Why not?
Well, and also I want to maybe include my daughter because she's a dancer and she's been showing me moves now. And I was like showing her backspins and like, the centipede and stuff. And then she was like, well, Dad, have you seen the coffee grinder? And I'm like, come on, I know the coffee grinder. Let's go.
Don't
break out the coffee grinder.
You know what, Tony? You say your daughter's a dancer. Let me quote some great Paul Stanley lyrics. She's a dancer, a romancer. I'm a Capricorn. She's a Cancer. Shout out to, swear to God, shout out Kiss. Come on and love me. Okay, Tony, let's do the brackets. I want to vote on the first round before we go to Loves. Let's rock. We got to move this up tempo now. Showtime Lakers style.
This is going to be speed brackets. There's JT the Brick's speed brick, and then there's PMP's speed bracket, Paulie. All right. Group 1, round 1. Ready? Okay.
Ready.
So entering the freaking transfer portal as a fourth grader, which we did see. There's a fourth grade flag football. No, it's a contact. It's a helmeted, full padded football player entering the transfer portal. The dude has like 7,000 followers on Instagram. Anyways, that's going up against parents that hold their eighth graders back a year because of possible NIL money in the future. Go.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Tony. I'm going to say that I'm going to vote for entering the portal in the 4th grade, and I'll tell you why. I think that's the bigger bummer of the two because I can directly point to an example in my life where there was a guy that got left back, and it provided a lot of great comedy in my math class. I've talked about this guy before. This guy's name was George Clark. He was like a prototypical like bully in my high school, and he failed math. He was a year older than me. Failed math, had to repeat math. So he sat right to my left. I was terrified the whole year. Thank God he liked me. I don't know why, but George Clark, he was fond of me. So he never like beat the daylights out of me, but he used to beat up everybody else in his path. And he used to do stuff like this. I told you, he was a guy that would do the Friday the 13th sound when the teacher was writing equations on the wall. George Clark would be in the back of the classroom going, and then the other thing he used to do is when our math teacher would do equations on the wall, he would turn his back to the class. George Clark started doing the Robert Plant like screeches and Whole Lot of Love during the psychedelic part, like that whole bit. Like he would just start doing that in the middle of class while the guy was writing on the board. So long-winded way of me saying guys getting left back can sometimes provide a good comedy for the rest of us.
Okay, Paulie, I hate to be, and I totally understand what you're saying, but I got to say that I'm all about fairness. And when parents decide to hold their kid back a year, it all of a sudden becomes unfair. All of a sudden, that kid has an unfair advantage because he's older than the rest of the kids in the class. And it's like, Dad, why is Jimmy dunking on me in 8th grade? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe because he should be a freshman in high school. I don't know. So that's round at the bracket. Dom, if you see the tally on the chat, if you can kind of take note and tell us what you think, we can revisit and give the winner to that because Paulie and I are split on this. Dom says, okay, voting should work now. So that's what Dom said. So he's putting the link up there.
Get your votes in, and we're going to reveal. So the brackets we cover today, we'll reveal the voting tomorrow night for what we cover today. So we'll get our votes in today, and we'll give you the numbers tomorrow night. Okay, Tony, keep it moving. Speed brackets, baby.
All
Speed
right,
brackets.
next. Oven mitts or egregious eye black in baseball. Okay?
I'm going oven mitts. It's it offends me to my artistic core to see what are supposed to be young, tough, strapping athletes out there, dude, stealing bags. Ricky Henderson did not wear an oven mitt. Lou Brock did not wear a freaking oven mitt. The great Billy North did not wear an oven mitt. And I don't think anybody really needs to. It's a ridiculous looking item. At least with eye black, there is a purpose. You're trying to deflect some sun from your eyes. There is a meaning behind that. The oven mitt, to me, it's just a gaudy, tacky thing that they should ban it. Get rid of it. Let's play baseball.
Paulie? Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going oven mitts as well, Paulie.
Yep.
If you make it to the bigs and you're as good as Ellie De La Cruz, you can wear 2 oven mitts like he does.
Yeah,
double up on the oven mitts. But until you get to the bigs, I don't want to see any of the oven mitts. And eye black, whatever. It's fine. The kids are having fun with that. I'm not a big fan of it, but if I had to choose between the two, oven mitts all damn day, Paulie. Oven mitts all damn day. Don wants me to refresh the link. Okay, we're seeing some voting. Okay, so that's tied right now. The voting's going to continue live while we go through this, Paulie. Next, Roadcaster versus StreamYard.
I'll vote first, Tony. I'm gonna vote for Roadcaster being the bigger bummer of the two because it just seems like it's something every day and if mine's working, then Tony's not. And if Tony's Roadcaster's working, then mine is gonna fail. We've had all kinds of issues with these Roadcasters. We couldn't do the show without them. We're like totally dependent on these things because our microphones run through them, all the sound bites run through them. It's the best way we can give you good audio quality, but it's given us a lot of headaches along the way. So I'm going to go Roadcaster, Tony.
Okay, stand by. Dom saying I click on the voting button. Oh, okay. Hold on. We're entering the grade. Okay, so I'm going to do looks like 8th grade. Looks like 8th grade intentional is going to win that round because it's 1 vote to 8 so far, Paulie. Okay. Then we're going to go to oven mitt, egregious eye black. It's tied right now. And then Roadcaster, I'm with you, Paulie.
Yeah.
I got to go Roadcaster because I'm sitting here trying to press this thing all the freaking time.
I see you. I know.
Buttons don't work. Or Paulie and I will just turn on the Roadcasters at both of our homes. And next thing you know, they're not working, and we haven't touched it. We haven't touched a freaking thing.
I try not to even look at it. I try not to even make eye contact with it because I'm afraid I'm going to upset it. You know what I mean? And then it's going to rebel. Yeah.
Holly Humdinger 87, Leah, you're on fire. She goes, not Roadcaster, Road Bastard. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, Polly, I think Roadcaster will advance unless the votes say differently.
Okay.
Moving on, Polly. Manscaping or Wookiee au natural, Polly. I'm going to take this one first. You ponder for a moment.
Go.
I gotta say, I'm a fan of a good manscape. I am, even though it is a pain in the ass and I hate doing it, and it's a total bummer to do. Once it's done, and unfortunately, it takes longer than probably most dudes for me. I gotta advance Manscaped on that one, Polly. Go for it.
Now you're saying Manscaped is the bigger bummer of the two, or Manscaping is something you endorse and support?
It's the bigger bummer of the two because
Okay.
it's an absolute necessity.
Yeah.
And if I don't manscape, I'm just unhappy.
Well,
it's a lose for me, Paulie.
I'm jumping in right over your back on this one, and I'm going to agree with Tony on this one because I feel like, part of my inner core, my spiritual kind of center is predicated on all things hippie. At the end of the day, folks, I'm just a harmless hippie looking to get through the day. It's true. It really is true. When all the smoke clears, I'm a pacifist. I'm just looking for some harmony in my life. I would love for the world to be at peace too. That would be great. So considering I am a card-carrying member of the hippie community, I'm going to stick with the Wookiees. I'm going to stand up for Wookiee rights and dreadlocks and unwashed hair and just hippiness, body odor, stuff like that. Spinners, people that don't even go inside, they can't. They just sit on the hallway and spin like tops. I want to stand up for those people. I'm going to vote for manscaping as well. It's a little too metrosexual for me. Yeah,
dude. And also, I love a good dreadlock, right? I just love a good dreadlock. I love a good, hairy armpit. If I look, so go with it. Go with your bad self. Okay, next, Paulie. Robo umps versus instant replay. This is a touchy one, dude.
I'm going to say robo-umps. I'm going to say robo-umps. I'm already very opposed to them. I hate the way it stops the game. I want to challenge that. The whole thing, it's already a giant pain in the ass. They've only played 4 games.
Have you noticed? I feel like umpires have gotten worse in 4 games.
They have. They have. I think they're taking their foot off the gas because they're not seeing things like they should be.
I'd be willing to bet, Paulie, because of this system, we're going to get robo-umps because umpires are going to be like, F this. I'm getting second guessed like 4 times in at bat. F this. I'm out. So robo ump advances, or not advances, but both of our votes are for robo umps, and we'll see what the voting does as we tally these live here on the Polymac Particle program.
Okay.
Next up, Paulie, long ball in parentheses launch angle or small ball. I'm going to take this first, Paulie.
Yep.
And I'm going to say long ball by far is a bigger bummer to me because long ball, it just you ask anybody who hits a home run, they're not trying to hit a home run unless you're doing a specific YouTube video or you're in BP and it's like the home run portion of batting practice where you're trying to launch balls. Contact, the name of the game. Okay, get on, get over, get in.
Get them on, get them over, get them in. Tony, I'm with you 1,000,000%. Make that 2 votes for long ball. F your launch angle. F these guys swinging out of the seats of their pants, and most of the time it doesn't even work. How about just getting on base? You know what I mean? You ever see Rod Carew play baseball? Rod Carew spraying base hits all over the yard. Shout out to the memory of Tony Gwynn or the fury of Will Clark. Wherever he is, he's pissed off right now. Hit the damn baseball. Get on base. Singles, doubles, triples, whatever. Take a walk. Get hit by a pitch. Steal a bag. Let's play baseball again. Blank your launch angle. It means nothing to me. Launch angle means nothing to me.
Rest in peace, Tony Gwynn. Lead with the knob, by the way. Lead with the knob. Okay, just lead with the knob. Anyway,
quickly, Tony, we got Low Steve waiting on deck. Let's move.
Next, working day after Super Bowl, working the day after Super Bowl, or working the day after Christmas, Paulie? What is a bigger bummer to you?
I'm going to say Christmas only because it's like the most gentle, peaceful, loving day of the year. Theoretically, it's supposed to be. A lot of us wind up getting these massive family brawls on Christmas Day anyway. I don't like the way you smell. Oh, yeah, I don't like your freaking turkey. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, there's a massive fight going on. But there is just something extra depressing about opening presents. The tree is lit. You're having drinks. You have a great dinner. And then it's like, damn, I got to go to work in 3 hours. Like with the Super Bowl, at least it's always been there looming. It's like you sell out on Super Bowl Sunday, you got to pay the fiddler on Monday morning. And that's just kind of like Christmas is a holiday too.
Yes.
Come on, man. Come on. I'm going to vote for Christmas as the bigger bummer.
I'm going to go the other route, Paulie. I'm voting for the day after the Super Bowl because usually the day of the Super Bowl is a long festive. And when I say festive, there's usually beverages and other extracurriculars involved. And it's a party. And especially if your team is in it, especially if your team's in it, you want the day if they win it too, which we haven't experienced in a long time, 49er fans. But I'm going day after Super Bowl, Paulie. So right now it's tied in the tally. So we'll continue to move on.
Okay.
Lime scooter or slow street, aka late street, like it's a blocked off street just for the residents of that street. Paulie, go.
Block streets. I hate them. I
Yeah.
freaking hate them. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. The very next time I drive into San Francisco, I'll telegraph my punches right now. I'm gonna cross the bridge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get up to that first light on Park Presidio, and guess what I'm doing? I'm banging a Yui right there on Lake Street, and I'm driving right through those signs that say residential, don't come down here. Bull S, here I come, dude. Here I freaking come. I've been doing it forever, and I take a right on 10th, and then I take a left on California like a gentleman just to get downtown rather. But don't come at me with I'm closing streets, dude. The city's not big enough. We got ingress. We got to keep this whole thing moving here, man.
And
so,
dude, Paulie, I'm with you, dude. I'm with you because to me, a lime scooter isn't a bummer. I know it's a bummer to a lot of people. It's not a bummer to me. I am so with you with the block streets. The streets were made to drive on, to go through.
It's pavement.
That's why they're there.
They're streets, Tony, where the streets have no name. Come on.
Yes. Well, when I'm out on the streets, Paulie, okay?
Tony, Rainbow, the street of dreams.
Dude, nice.
Yeah.
How about Paulie Mean Streets? Let's go.
Great track.
They're one of the funkiest, that's some of the funkiest Van Halen out there. That is some of the funkiest. Paulie, I'm making an executive decision that ends the bummer bracket portion of the show today.
Smart move, Creative Tony. Yes.
Ends the bummer bracket portion of the show today because waiting so freaking patiently.
Bring them in.
Bring them in. Are two of our favorite men involved in the PMP Familia and the PMP Army, and they're coming to us strong from the Sonoran Desert. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Cochimilio. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos De La Fuente. Look at these boys. Look at these boys. Oh, look at Los with the Sacred Heart Irish behind him. Look at this guy. Oh.
I got to do it. Somebody's got to represent, right?
Hold on. First of all, good morning, fellas. And follow-up question for Carlos. Who's on your shirt? Who's that? Which player is that?
Roberto Clemente.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Shirt.
You know what I've always wondered? Hey, Dan, answer this question for me, man. I've always wondered why some Hollywood director has never waken up and smelled the coffee and said Roberto Clemente's story needs to be told. I'm waiting for the epic biopic on his life, the humanitarian efforts. Also the fact that, he had 3,000 hits. He was one of the greatest players of that time period. And I feel like kids today need to hear that story. You feel me? Somebody needs to
love Clemente. I talked to Elliot Ramos a while back, and I said, hey, why don't you just grab Clemente's number? It was available after Joey Bart left, number 21, and take his number. Same country, both from Puerto Rico. Elliot told me Roberto Clemente was his hero. And the only splash hit in Giants history from a right-handed batter is off the bat of Elliot Ramos, and it happened on Roberto Clemente Day.
That's so cool.
Wow.
That's so freaking cool.
Isn't there a Roberto Clemente museum in Pittsburgh?
There is.
There is, right? Yeah. They did a great special on that recently. And I was like, damn, I want to get there. I really want to get there. I want to go to Pittsburgh, period. Dan or Los, have either of you guys been to Pittsburgh?
No.
Pittsburgh, California.
I've been to a few football games.
Kicked a winning field goal against Pittsburgh High back in 1978.
Nice. Nice. I love it, man. I love it. Well,
Pittsburgh Stadium is the only stadium that I think rivals Oracle. Like it's
PNC Park.
Yeah,
right there on the river, man.
they rave about that park.
It looks spectacular where you walk over that bridge and you can get into the yard. It really does, Los. I'm with you, buddy. I really want to go there and catch some baseball at some point.
Los, that's where my favorite offensive giant of all time, Brandon Crawford, went yard, right? In the
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam. Wasn't it off of Garrett Cole?
Yes,
it was. That's his brother-in-law, right? Isn't that his brother-in-law?
Yeah, his brother.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hey, anybody?
Or did he hit it off Cole, or did he hit it off of?
I think it was Cole. I think it was Garrett Cole.
It seems like it was, but I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, you mentioned Joey Bart's name a couple of minutes ago. Does that name ever go through your head and be like, I kind of wish we still had his bat around here? Because Bailey, I think he's still looking for his first hit. You know.
Yeah, well, he got it last night. He actually drove in the second run.
He
with
did.
A little,
yes, he did.
Yeah.
Little blooper to left field off the end of the bat. Yeah,
real quick.
I'll tell you though,
Edison Volquez was the pitcher.
Yeah, it wasn't Garrett Cole.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, it seemed like it was somebody else. Yeah, I'll tell you what though. Speaking of catchers, and Joey Bart, I'm really high on this Daniel Susak, the backup for the Giants.
Yeah.
Yes.
He can hit, and he's got power to the opposite field. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see him. We're going to either see him tonight or tomorrow. I guarantee it, because Bailey, there's a day game after tonight's game, and my guess is that Susak's in the squat tomorrow.
And by the way, Dan Susak from Jesuit High School in Roseville, California. So let's go.
That's right.
As a lot of people like to include Roseville in the Greater Bay Area, we can stretch it. Who was it that said there was a major leaguer who tried to say that like Elk Grove was in the Greater Bay Area, and I was like, no, it's not really the Greater Bay Area, but okay. And he was ripping the city of San Francisco. It's that
you know, an athlete out of Elk Grove that was famous in my day in high school. You guys will remember. I'm sure you remember this guy. He went to Elk Grove High School. He was the number one recruit for college basketball that year, and he chose USF. You remember who it was?
I don't, but I love the question. I'm curious to find out.
Bill Cartwright.
Nice.
He was the talk of the nation. He was the talk of the nation, and then he went to USF along with Winford Boynes and James Hardy. They came, all three of them, in as freshmen, and then I think it was their sophomore year. They were number one in the nation for most of the year, and then they got blown out by UNLV.
That's what always used to happen. Like USF had all these great powerhouse teams in the mid to late 70s, and then, like Dan said, they would get into the tournament and they would lose like in the first or second round. Let me give you my Bill Cartwright brush with greatness. Here's a true Bill Cartwright story. So when I was a little kid, Dan, I lived in the city. I lived in the Richmond district, and I used to play Little League baseball at Arguello Park Rossi Park on Arguello Boulevard. So if you know Rossi Park, they have a pool there. They got a couple of baseball diamonds. Yeah. So one day, I was probably like in 5th grade, and we were getting ready for practice. We were like bringing the bats out and all this stuff. And also we looked over at the tennis courts, and I go, because my dad used to take me to those USF games, so I knew the players. And I go, I think that guy playing tennis is Bill Cartwright, you guys. And I swear to God, so this is what happened. He bent over to pick up a ball, and he actually had his warm-up jacket on. So I saw his name. It was Cartwright on the back. So within seconds, the entire Little League team went running over to the tennis courts with like paper and pens, and he was super cool. He signed everything for every single kid. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. And that's before, his NBA days. And he had a long career too. Cartwright, he hung around the NBA for a very long time.
Yeah, he played with the Bulls mostly, I think.
Yeah, he won his won some rings. Yeah,
he got a ring. Yeah, and then he was with the Knicks too, wasn't he? I can't remember. I think
he was a Knick for a little while. He bounced around a little bit. And Dan, before we talk about Giant baseball, somebody on the comments line, it was Gravy actually. Mark Graves said, "I got to ask you to tell your Dave Parker story."
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it is. So it's up to you. Yeah.
Well,
Did he
Oh,
freeze?
did we lose? Oh, we lost Dan.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
I
there
had
he
a
is, there he
phone
is.
call come in. Hold on. Let me turn off my phone so I don't get interrupted again.
No worries.
Okay.
No worries. And by the way,
Can you
while
guys
Dan's
hear me?
doing-
I can't hear myself or can't hear you guys.
I got
No?
you.
Yeah, we've got you. You sound
Hold
good,
on.
Dan. While Dan's doing that, Rowdy Telez.
Let me
Rowdy
come back
Telez.
in because something happened.
Sure.
My phone, I'm on my phone right now. I'm going to come right back in.
No
Okay,
problem.
cool.
No problem.
Rowdy Telez was the Elk Grove gentleman who played for the Brewers, and he was ripping San Francisco. It was like a year or two ago, and I'm like, easy, dude.
Yeah.
Easy. So, anyways, guys, Los, we didn't get to talk a lot of baseball because opening day was just, first of all, it was a hell of a party. First of all,
Oh, so much fun. So great to see you, Los. I had a ball hanging out with you, man.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Didn't want the night to end.
No.
You get together like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys notice you got the PMP button under Roberto's bill?
nice.
The PSP Army. I freaking love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it,
He's
Los.
representing.
All right, there's Dan.
There
Dan,
you
can you hear us?
Too.
Yeah, now I can. I got a phone call that just kind of ejected me out of screwed up the sound or whatever. But yeah, my Dave Parker story. Well, it's interesting. I'm watching my grandsons today. I'm just over here, and so I stepped out of the house, so they won't hear this. So it is not G-rated.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm 18 years old. I'm a senior in high school at Clayton Valley High School in Concord. We have a radio station called KVHS.
Love it.
And I'm the sports director, but I can't do much. My freshman year in college, I went to JC. That the instructor at the school let me come back and do play-by-play for football and basketball, which was cool. I couldn't do it during high school because I was playing on the teams. So it was kind of my dream always to get into sports broadcasting. So I get this press pass for the day, May 15th, 1980. And I remember it well because I caught a ball in the stands that day from Willie McCovey. Don Robinson was pitching for the Pirates. The game went extra innings and the Pirates won. But I'm in the clubhouse. By the way, I got to interview Dave Bristol, the manager.
Oh, yeah.
And, back then I had a little Panasonic recorder that you had to push play and record at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And a cassette and Greg Minton in the Giants locker room, he was really cool. The Moon Man, he said, "Hey, he says, you want a beer?" And he was super cool. But I went over into the Pirates clubhouse and they're celebrating, that was the year after 79 championship. We Are Family. You remember that team?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Well, Dave Parker is sitting over in the locker and he's got a towel wrapped around him. And I'm kind of like, do I talk to him or not? I'm just, I was green, obviously. The first time I'd ever been in a clubhouse, I didn't know clubhouse etiquette, but I didn't want to go over by the showers. I was staying away from the showers. So I thinking Parker, he's cool. I said, hey, Dave, you got a minute? And he's a big 6'5" dude, man. He was big and I'm just this 18-year-old kid and he's got this high voice and his answer is embedded in my mind. And I've told this story. He goes, hey man, not right now. So I'm all hot and my cock's sweaty.
Wow. Okay. All right. Shout out. All right.
I didn't see that.
I didn't either. I really didn't either.
I told you it wasn't G-rated.
That's fantastic, Dan. Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, it's something a man needs to tend to every now and again. What are you going to do? Parker just telling you what's going on.
Guessing he didn't manscape either. So.
No.
Sorry, Carolyn.
Not in the late 70s. No, there was no such thing. Man. It was just natural man. You know what I mean?
Natural.
All right, boys. So here we are, right? We're 4 games into this season. Tony and I talked a little bit yesterday about Tony Vitello, how he interacted with the media over the weekend. The second guessing, started during the Yankee series. Oh, he should have pulled this guy. Should have pinch ran for that guy. What are your guys' impressions? I'll start with you, Carlos. First, what are your impressions after a little tiny sample size of Vitello Giant Baseball. How do you feel about this club? How do you feel about the skipper so far?
Well, he's under a microscope. He's being looked at for everything that he does, and not only from his managerial decisions, but every word he says in his press conference is being dissected.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of it. I'd like to just leave the guy alone. He's in a different environment, and he needs to, work and grow on the job. Hey, we've all been at jobs that we've just started for the very first time, whether it was a promotion or, you transfer to a new company, and you got to get your bearings in the first few weeks and first few months. It takes a little time to be really good at what you do. So I wish they'd kind of back off of him a little bit from the dissecting every little thing in detail and being so meticulous. But he's going to be fine. He's got some great people around him, and he's going to do fine from the managerial point of view. The one thing I group texted you guys last night about that I knew it was probably a long shot, but I wanted to see him keep winning there in the 9th inning. I'm not a robotic.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I'm not a guy that likes coaches or managers that are just robotic. Like when you play blackjack and there's always those idiots that have to look on the card to say, well, let me see. You have this and I have that. I think I should hit here. No, I just like guts and instinct for a manager.
Yeah.
So Keaton Wynn was throwing the hell out of the ball, and I would have liked to see him come out to the 9th inning and just keep it going. So little things like that, I think he'll learn as we go. But I think he's going to be fine when it's all said and done.
And Dan, I saw you kind of mixing it up with a few people on Twitter about was it the Devers at bat where you were thinking?
Oh yeah, you saw that.
Yeah. Break that down a little bit. Yeah.
Let me tell you, that's interesting. You brought it up because, man, I had a lot of people like what I said, but the people that wanted to respond more, they were coming at me. Last night the game was. Here's what happened. Adames, in an unusual leadoff spot, gets a base hit. And when Devers comes up, they got Machado, the third baseman, playing over at shortstop. So the third base side is completely wide open. And I said, look, I know that Devers is not supposed to bunt. You don't bunt your power hitters. But the team, it's circumstances. They hadn't scored a stinking run until Saturday, the third game. They got one runner at third base the first 2 games.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're 0-3, and it's situational baseball. They're giving you first base. All he's got to do is just lay one down, and he could walk to first base. People are coming at me saying, he's got a hamstring. You don't bunt him. Well, what did he do? He hit into a double play and killed the rally, and he had to run full speed. Look, my 2 favorite players growing up and still are was Willie Mays and Willie McCovey.
Yeah.
Look, in 1970 at Candlestick Park, they had that new AstroTurf.
Yeah.
Willie Mays, in the first inning too, by the way, the very first inning, so it's not late in the game, Mays singles. And what does McCovey do? They put this crazy shift on him. Nobody's even on the third base side, right? They put everybody over on the first base. He bunts it down the line, and it goes down into left field for a double, and Mays scores.
Wow. A double on a bunt. That's incredible.
On a bunt.
Yeah.
2 things, Dan. This reminds me of when they used to shift bonds like crazy. And I'm like, if he just could bunt it down the third baseline, he could almost have a double. Because the third baseman was basically playing at shortstop, and the shortstop's playing behind second base. And I was just like, and then if he did it a few times, then they wouldn't shift him, and then it would open the field back up.
Exactly.
Got to put that in their head, man. And then also, in regards to the Devers bunting is unconventional, but what I'm gathering from Vitello from day one so far in 4 games is he's mixing up the lineups. Dude, he put Arise in cleanup. Arise has 36 career home runs, and he was batting cleanup yesterday.
That's crazy.
Unconventional lineups. So think unconventionally and have Devers drop one down. Like, I'm totally with you, man.
Well, imagine you guys, you played. What would that do if your star hitter laid one down and got on, and the dugout would just be like,
They would go bonkers. They'd go bonkers. He would have a big smile on his face. Everybody would be excited, and they would know, hey man, this guy's out here. He's for the team. But today they don't play team ball.
No.
It's a very individual sport. nowadays, unfortunately. And in the words of the great words of Herm Edwards, you play to win the game.
Oh, dude, that's my guy, Herm. You don't play to just play it. You don't play to just play it. You play to win the game. Herm.
And if we want to take Dan's story to another level, baseball, the higher IQ players are the ones that get by, not just physically talented, but the guys that really understand and know the game. For example, Mays with a guy on first, he'd hit a ball down the line, and he could have made a double easily. He could have stretched it with his speed, but he stayed at first base because if he went to second, he knows that they would walk McCovey intentionally. Now that's high baseball IQ. Yeah. And that's what I think is lacking in today's game. It's all just about, like I said, the uppercut swings and hitting home runs and things like that. So
how do you feel, Carlos, about, Tony and I were talking about this before you guys came on. We started our bummer brackets and we were talking about the, challenging of balls and strikes. Now, how do you feel about that 4 games into the season? Like, I just don't like the way it disrupts everything. Like this, all right, hold on, we got another challenge. Hold on, here's another challenge. And like Tony said, it's almost like the umps are getting worse at making the proper call.
Yeah, it makes them look bad.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, how do you feel about that, Los? Just watching ball and having that be a part of it now.
It does disrupt the game. It does disrupt the flow. And I think hitters, for those of us that played, we can get emotional. So when we are fooled on a pitch and it's a pretty good strike, we can challenge it because of our ego, and it's right there. It's not close. It's totally a strike. So
Willie Adames last night took one right down the middle.
Perfect example. Perfect example. His emotions got the best of him.
I saw a great video on social media, Los, where it was a Rosarena for I think it's Seattle, right? He plays for Seattle.
Yeah,
and,
Seattle.
And they said the new bat flip is the ball 4 run down, the ball 4 that's called a strike, even though they'll run down the baseline and then challenge as they're running down the baseline, knowing it's going to get called a ball. Like he did that on a ball 4. I think it was a full count, and then it was overturned and it was called the ball. And it's like the emotional roller coaster that puts pitchers on as well.
Yeah,
because when you are so pumped that you just struck somebody out, or if you're facing Aaron Judge, like Robbie Ray was, and he gets a first strike called, and then they review it and it gets overturned, like that kind of stuff can be really taxing emotionally on the mound because you're trying your best to not give this lumberjack something to hit. And then he gets an extra strike and he gets an extra hit. I mean, I understand why it exists, but I personally want to blame that freaking square on the screen because of that square on or rectangle, whatever you want to call it, because of that rectangle on the screen, everybody has become a armchair umpire.
Yeah.
And if that square were to go away, that half-inch difference of a ball or a strike and all this debating, it was a ball, it was a strike, you wouldn't be able to like have this square to like base everything on, and you could just go off human error.
Yeah, that's true. Although that square for Eric Gregg with Greg Baddock's pitching against Livan Hernandez. Livan Hernandez was getting 2 squares.
Yeah,
total
double square. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm kind of with Paulie. I mean, it's just like AI is starting to slowly take over the world. Leave our baseball game alone.
It's all we have left. It's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, leave baseball.
Leave us that.
Yeah, just throw us a bone and don't mess with baseball, man. By the way,
Paulie, really quick, don't you think that umpires, and this is to all you guys, don't you think umpires are going to get sick of getting called out so often in the game? They're just going to be like, F this.
For sure.
Like, why am I even here?
Yeah.
Like, why am I even here?
That's a good point. Yeah.
So Brian Wilson's last strike to Ryan Howard in the NL championship, was that a strike or a ball?
Probably nowadays, no, it's a ball.
I think it might have been a ball. I think it might have been.
We're talking about less than an inch of it. I mean, when they have like literally like an eighth of or a couple millimeters into the square or the rectangle, it's a strike now.
Yeah.
And to the eye test, these guys are kneeling behind a catcher. Do you think they're going to know the difference between 2 millimeters in the zone and out of the zone? Like, come on.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
So far, the
bonkers.
catchers have a higher percentage of getting these challenges right than the hitters do.
Yes.
Or the
Yeah.
pitchers.
Yeah,
That's a catcher.
and
The catchers know the strike zone.
Yep.
there's going to be a strategy to this as well, because they did a little bit of study and on the counts, the difference between a 1-1 count and a 1-2 count and a 2-1 count. So if the 1-1 count goes to 1 and 2, the on base percentage is like 214 versus 2-1. It's like 344 or something. It's like 13% difference. So that 1-1 count is where a lot of these are going to get challenged, because when you get down to 2 strikes, you know, the odds of you getting on base goes way down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll tell you what, dude, last night in the game, Dan, if Tatis challenged the pitch that he should have challenged, that would have been a 3-run homer instead of a 2-run homer that Walker gave up.
Yeah.
And it would have been a tie game. So it's just an interesting how much of an emphasis this is putting.
Well, yeah, the Giants game that they lost, game might have been the third game. I can't remember. I think it was the third game, but Cody Bellinger. Let me see. I'm trying to remember who challenged it, but the Giants got the first 2 outs of the inning, and then Bellinger. Oh, that's right. He challenged, and then it was called a strike, and it was overturned to a ball. He ended up singling, and then the next guy doubled and 2 runs scored. So Bellinger would have been out, but so it ended up helping the Yankees actually score and win the game.
Oh, that's like that Aaron Judge at bat versus Robbie Ray. He struck. I mean, he would have had 3 strikes.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Kuiper was great. He goes, well, can you blame him? He had to get 4 strikes against this guy.
Yeah, right. I got to strike this guy out with 4 different strikes. Hey, by the way, and I think I'm sorry to wrap, but I'm going to have to wrap with you guys soon because I have to go pick my mom up from.
I got a meeting here too, and I got to run. So myself.
Last question for you, Dan. Give me 60 more seconds. Ryan Walker, how long is he going to be in the closer role in your mind?
Well, let's just put it this way. Los and I are in a fantasy league where I'm the commissioner.
Yeah.
I cut him last night and I picked up Keaton Wynn and dropped Ryan Walker.
Okay. I ain't mad at you. I understand.
Yeah, he saw my group text. He got him before I could. Yeah.
And Lowe, that's a great
plagiarism.
Got to be quick, man. Midnight, I was trigger.
But Lowe, that's a great point you made, that you don't have to go to the closer just because you're supposed to go to the closer. What's the eye test? What are you seeing in front of you?
That's right. Thank you. Yes. What are you seeing in front of you? Watch the game. Hey, Dan, are you going to do post game tonight after the game? I want to give you a quick plug.
Yeah, I am. In fact, I'm doing a new thing this year called Late Innings Live. So I usually go on about the 8th or 9th inning and then carry it right into the post game.
I love that. Man. Late Innings Live. Great phrase, too. I like that title. Late Innings Live with Dan Cochimilio. Check him out tonight on the NorCal Network. And love talking ball with you. We'll definitely do more of this when we'll have more time. But, Dan, have a great day, brother. Great getting your baseball insights. And we'll talk soon, man.
Hey, thanks for having us on. I really appreciate it, Paulie and Tony. Take care.
Yeah, you got it, man. And everybody support Dan's show tonight, Late Innings Live. I love the concept. And Los, we're going to let you go too, but any final words, final thoughts to share with the PMP Familia?
Yeah, as far as the lineup goes, I mean, I'm just kind of looking. I know we're 4 games in, but I mean, just these guys have more than 4 games history of not really hitting well. So it's a longer kind of studying them. I'm concerned about Willie Adames, Philip Bailey, and Jung-Hoo Lee. I was high on Jung-Hoo Lee because he's the kind of hitter I wanted for the ballpark.
Time out. Pause. I think you just said Philip Bailey of Earth, Wind and Fire.
But did I
say Patrick Bailey?
She's an easy lover. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking about my music assignment. I'm so getting ready for that. I'm mixing the two.
Hey, you can talk Philip Bailey anytime.
You're
welcome.
The greatest falsetto voice maybe ever, right up there.
Yes,
with Barry Gibb. But
hey man,
yeah,
and Carlos, are you confirmed? We want you if you can do it. Are you confirmed for this Friday for the music assignment?
confirmed.
Beautiful,
Let's
beautiful.
go. Let's
Okay,
go.
all right. So
Hey,
anyway,
Wally, I have one question for Los. Logan Webb back on the mound tonight, right? And I just need to know. We didn't get to talk about this on Wednesday, and I just wanted to know how he got laced in the second inning. Do you think that was just an anomaly? Do you think he was tipping his pitches? Do you have any response to what happened in the second inning in that game? Because first inning, he looked great. And after the second inning, he gave up 2 runs, but he was more Logan Webb-esque. I'm just curious what you thought about that second inning where he gave up 5 runs.
Yankees have a very good lineup, and when Webb doesn't get his sinker down, it's very, very hittable. He got hit at Yankee Stadium hard last year, and Aaron Judge was his teammate at the WBC. Don't think that he wasn't studying him on tendencies.
That's a good point.
To maybe cheat a little and tell his teammates. So yeah, a little combination of everything. Webb will be fine today. 6 2/3, 1 run. 5 strikeouts tonight.
I've never seen a player, I think, in my entire life whose helmet comes off more than Jung-Hoo Lee. This dude will foul a ball off in the batter's box. His helmet goes flying off.
Remember the PNP chin strap? We're gonna get it.
Yes,
Tony, we need this like a chin strap, dude. Football style, like NFL style chin strap. All right, Low Steve, we love you, brother, and thanks for giving us a few minutes. We'll see you again on Friday, man. Have a great day, Carlos.
Always take care, boys.
Much love, Low.
Look at Tony doing the freaking heart thing over there. Just kidding. Hey, let's give Carlos some love for his business too. Carlos De La Fuente, Flex Funding. You guys know how Carlos rolls. He's one of the all-time greatest people. 925-250-4894. What does he do? Well, he's a one-stop shop for all your financial questions, needs, and concerns. Maybe it's a private money loan. Maybe it's a HELOC loan. Maybe you're like, well, I don't know which program is right for me. No problem. No freaking problem. See, that's why when you call Carlos, he'll be like, hey, guys, I got a variety of loan options for you. Let me lay these out. You guys tell me what you like, what's best for you, your family, and your business, and we will proceed from there. So, again, Carlos can handle any financial matter related to real estate, both real estate mortgages, both residential and commercial. Again, I think the best way, and these are the words of Carlos himself, he goes, tell your audience to think of my services as a one-stop shop. You pull in with your questions, your concerns, your goals, and then you pull out of there in a much better spot. And again, you see how chill Carlos is. You see how
chill. Yankees got a good lineup, man. You know, Aaron Judge played with Logan Webb on the WBC, and I'm like, God, whatever. Can I just climb inside your body, dude, and just be as chill as Los? I was just so envious of how chill he is. I'll tell you
the other thing about Los that I really liked. The other night, Tony, I can get very handsy with my friends, like especially when I'm having a couple of stud nut lights. I start like I got a hand on Tony's shoulder, I got a hand on Carlos's shoulder, and the other night, dude, I had my hands on Carlos, and I was like patting him on the chest, and I'm like, this guy's carved out of freaking granite. By the way, like he doesn't show it off like with tight shirts and stuff. Carlos is I'm telling you, the guy's built a muscle. There's nothing but muscle under there. I'm telling you right now. But anyway, back to the services. Enough of Carlos's physique and more about his business. Start the conversation with Carlos and let it proceed from there. 925-250-4894. Email Carlos Tony at carlos@myflexnow.com. Mortgage broker, private money lender, one-stop shop for all of y'all's financial needs. Tony, go ahead.
Is it okay if I just start calling myself Testimonial Tony? Is that okay? Because I love the testimonials. Because there's nothing better. Because we could tell you till we're blue in the face how much we love Carlos and how much he does for what he does for his people and how good of a dude he is, and he's a one-stop shop. But when you hear it from other people that have worked with Carlos.
Yeah.
And this is a recent review that came in from Joe Coué. I believe that's how you pronounce it. The K-U-apostrophe-E, Joe Coué. And it's basically, it's in a situation that involved 6 family members, 4 sellers, and 2 buyers. And Los was saying it's not the easiest to navigate through with a lot of emotions running high. So this is a review from Joe, and it says, Carlos and Tiffany at Flex Funding provided exceptional service regarding our property transaction. As can be expected, there can be unexpected hurdles along the way. However, through Carlos's follow-up and research, he found other options for us to use to finalize our loan. Our thanks and appreciation to Carlos and Flex Funding from Joe. And that is just another testimonial of Los going the extra mile to make sure, even in a situation, 4 sellers, 2 buyers within the same family. Yeah. And Los says, you know what? I got you. I'll take this on. I got you. We'll make this work. And that's Carlos de la Fuente. So it's just the other people speaking, not just Paulie and I. And we love Los. We will forever love Los.
I say if you're going to believe anybody, believe a testimonial Tony, as he's now referred to himself. And I love the handle, by the way. Dom, you know what to do. Testimonial Tony. How about a logo? How about a shirt? Just give me Tony's grill and just like Testimonial Tuesday in the font of your choice.
And Paulie, just give me 10 seconds.
Give us the Los. 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 What loan would you like?
Give us the Los. Wow, 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 wow.
Give us the Los.
Let's go.
Oh God, I could go all day. I know. Sorry, Paulie. Go ahead.
Don't be sorry. Hey, Testimonial Tuesday. You don't Testimonial Tuesday. It is a Testimonial Tuesday. It's a Testimonial Tony Tuesday on the PMP show, folks. We fell right into that one. Hey, final words of the day, and thank you for playing along with the Bummer Brackets. Please do vote at your leisure. Tony, are the brackets posted so people can vote after the show?
I will post them on our socials after the show, and Dom and I are going to discuss ways to make sure that the votes that were counted today stay put, and then we'll continue tomorrow night. And Rod Brooks, maybe we'll ask Rod Brooks to vote on a few of the categories.
For sure.
Rod will join us tomorrow night's Night Flight at 8:30, and lots to discuss on tomorrow night's Night Flight. Looking forward to it, P.
Thank you, Tony, very much. And final word today will go to Dr. Matt Young, the official dentist of the PMP show. You know him, you love him, the handsome face, the tan skin, the magnificent hair, the $1 million smile, and just the soothing tones of a Dr. Young. Hello, Tony, have a seat, sit down and relax. Like, he just puts you at ease. You don't need a prescription for Valium. You know what I mean? You don't need a prescription for like Prozac or any of those things. You just go hang with Dr. Matt Young. The guy lowers your blood pressure. He lowers your pulse. He is just a chill cat, and he also happens to be an incredibly talented dental technician. He's been in the business over 25 years. His practice is right downtown San Francisco, right near Union Square. It's 490 Post Street. And again, when it comes to somebody who's working on your body, your teeth, your dental needs, you want somebody with some experience. You don't want like, hey, I just got out of dental school. Open up. You know what I mean? I'm like, no. Give me the guy with the 25 years experience. Give me the guy with the good hair and the great skin. I want to go Dr. Young on this one. Give me the guy, Tony, who if I tell him, if I'm in the chair and I go like, I think I need Let It Bleed today, or XL on Main Street. Can you help me? He'd be like, Paulie, hang on one sec. I got them both. Take your pick. You know what I mean? Because you can. He will relax you with anything you need. You got the headphones available if you're having a procedure done. I enjoy that. I like to zone out in the chair, and I don't even really pay attention to what he's doing. I just kind of get into my own head and listen to music and chill and kind of unplug for a while. But all the comprehensive dental care is available at the offices of Young Dental San Francisco, including cleanings and fillings and implants and veneers, orthodontics, emergency care. The entire staff at Young Dental will work with you. They're incredibly friendly, hospitable people, and they value you as a customer. And Dr. Young, again, consistent with the other sponsors, this is a guy who's experienced in San Francisco. He cares about his customers and his clients, and you will find that out as soon as you go in. And last thing on Dr. Young, Tony, he specializes in implant surgery and implant restoration. So if you're like kind of rebuilding your smile and you're revamping your look and all that, this is the guy you want to have working on you. Dr. Young is one of the best in the country. He lectures at dental conferences where he talks about implant surgery. So he truly is one of the very best in the entire country. When it comes to insurances and coverage, I don't think you're going to have any problems with Dr. Young. He accepts pretty much all the major insurance companies. And we thank Dr. Young. Reach out to him anytime and make your appointment, 415-392-8611, or email him, Tony, info@youngdentalsf.com.
Paulie, you covered it. You covered the gamut with Dr. Young. Stand by.
Yeah.
On our way out, Paulie.
It's business time.
Steve Grosha was a super a while back, and I want to honor it. At 12:29 p.m. when we were talking about breakdancing Steve Grosh says Tony can pop and lock. He just can't unlock at this age. And that is
Good call.
100% correct, dude. Seriously, Grosh. I love it. Next up, Scarlet Fire with an update on the SI Wildcat baseball team. SI Wildcats take their first game at the Boris Classic 12-4 over Liberty High Patriots. Game number 2 facing Granite Bay in a few minutes. Go get them, Cats. Let's go. Let's go. And she's been giving me great updates on my cousin's son, Leo. So go, Cats. Mark Gravy Grave is a super, and he says, told you we had a great story about Dave Stewart.
You did, Gravy. Thank you. Any other ones, Steve?
And we got Red Jet Shell on the as the last super of the day. Thank you all for the supers. You guys are so nice.
Thank you.
Cheers to the conversation that went left fast. LOL.
I know. That's what happens, Red Jet Shell. I know we try to keep it structured and it just falls apart. But we have a good time. We have a good time in the process. Yeah.
Good to see Dan and Los. I claim all 4 on the screen. Be nice to them or see me. LOL.
I got to tell you,
Red Jet Shell. Do not miss Red Jet Shell.
I am a Red Jet Shell enthusiast. She's been a great new addition to the PMP Familia. Thank you for supporting the show and for your comedy, Red Jet Shell. All right,
Paulie, just on the way out. Yep. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please visit our page at Polymax Particles on YouTube. Please go to YouTube, like and subscribe while you're there. We got to feed that algorithm. Also, audio versions available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And also, don't forget to watch us on Cron 4 and the Cron 4 Plus app. Thank you, Cron Chris, and all the Chronics out there. After Sports Night Live at 11:30, you can check out our show, or you can go to the Cron 4 Plus app and watch our show on demand. All of our episodes are up there, and we love being a part of the Cron 4 family, Paul.
We love being a part of the Cron 4 family. I love Creative Tony, and I love the PMP Familia. And you know what? You got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing it. That's not for our generation. That's like for your daughter. You know what I mean? To be doing this.
Dude. My daughters, and they always do this to me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm down. Let's go.
What is this? What are you saying when you do this?
I love you. I'm saying I love you.
I'm just saying it instead of holding up a hand.
Sometimes probably visual imagery is more effective than verbal.
I think I got other visual imagery like this too, though. That's the thing. And by the way, I feel like we're back.
Paulie, do you have herbal for the verbal? That's all I got.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with that. Thank you, PMP Familia. We'll be back tomorrow night with the Night Flight. The great Rod Brooks will join us. More bummer bracket voting. Logan Webb on the Hill tonight. Let's keep these winning trends going tonight. Give me another giant win in San Diego. And Creative Tony.
Hey, can we get a rise back in the leadoff spot? That's it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. And by the way, you were right all along. I like this guy a lot. I like Rise a lot. You were right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Great ABs. You're going to get a quality at bat every time you see him. Seriously, quality at bat. Paulie, on that note.
Business hours are over, baby.
All right. Hey, thanks again, everybody, for supporting the show. And thank you, Testimonial Tuesday. Take 2. Testimonial Tony on a Tuesday. Or if we're doing like Tony's uncle's old show, it's a Testimonial Tony Tuesday with Tatas. You know what I mean? Like, the Tatas on a Testimonial Tuesday. All right, you guys. Hey, what are you going to do? We're just riffing. I'm having a good time. Tony, you be good. Audience, you be good. And we will reconvene tomorrow night for our night flight. Enjoy the Giant game tonight, and cheers, y'all.
Vamos, Gigantes.